You mark, okay, but you mark gallery. Already did. Okay, lovely. All right. Well, Ian, thank you for meeting with me today. I
Yeah,
did want to go over the information and consent form really quick. Does that work
sure.
for you?
Of course, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I would just like to take this opportunity to welcome you and just provide you with information that you might find valuable. I am currently a counselor in training at Little Ryan University. When I complete my program, I will hold a graduate degree in counseling. So we will meet for 4 sessions this semester, and they'll be around 30 and 40 minutes long. And since that's kind of a short amount of time, our highest priority will be establishing a therapeutic relationship. As your counselor, my role is to facilitate discussion and support you in reflecting on specific areas of your life. And I'm ethically bound to keep confidential anything you say in our sessions, with the following exceptions. Where disclosure of your confidential information may be necessary, if I determine that you are in danger to yourself or others, if you disclose any information related to child or elder abuse, if I am ordered to do so by a court of law, if you direct me to you with the best care, oh my gosh, wow. You direct me to disclose information to another and for supervision purposes. In order for me to provide you with the best care possible, I'll be consulting with my course instructor. Our sessions will be video recorded, as you know, in order for me to get feedback from my supervisor and continue developing my counseling skills. In addition, my supervisor and I both are bound by legal and ethical guidelines to protect your privacy and confidentiality. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, just always let me know. I would love to, be able to address those concerns together. You are also welcome to contact my supervisor, Dr. Danielle Rogers, if you wish. But yeah, so I will have this signed by you. Yay. Oh, do you consent?
I do consent. Thank you.
Awesome.
I will sign that
Yay.
as soon as it's in my hands.
Lovely. Okay, so I guess we'll just get into it. What brought you to counseling today?
I have it is I feel a lot of shame about this. I am on my phone
Mm-hmm.
so much.
Mm-hmm.
It is terrible. It is having an impact on like just daily life. It's hard to just like let it go, even if like there are things I need to concentrate on,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's been very, very acute over the past since really we got back to school, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
I like um went to Spain for winter break and that was really great. And then I had jet lag coming back for, you know, a week and was trying to establish the new routine because I got back on a Saturday and then the next Monday was first class of this semester.
Mm-hmm.
And be like because I'm tired, because I am um it's just like a crutch and it's just like it's a reflex at this point to just like I don't know if it's like a like part of it I think is wanting to stay informed about all the horrible things that are happening in the world and just like telling myself that it's mental preparation for that. And part of it at the same time that I'm getting informed. Like it's a lot of like doom scrolling on Reddit and just like a lot of news.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, I know that algorithms are designed to make me designed to like facilitate anger in a person. But I don't get angry. I just get sad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know that it's bad for me. And still like every morning it takes real effort to put the phone down instead of picking up a book with my morning coffee. It is just like it's all the time. And like today knowing that this was coming, I did an experiment to just like leave the phone far away from me and see what it would be like and see like my response to it and just like be very embodied and man, it was nice. It was great. It
Mhm.
was just like all of a sudden I have like, time just like slowed down. An hour felt like an hour. I read a book. I played with the stupid dogs. I like, I did homework. I had two Zoom meetings before this.
Wow.
And like, it's been a very productive day that hasn't, that has felt like a day instead of just like allowing the passage of time to crawl over my life while I'm just stuck in the phone,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I wanted to summarize the beginning of what you're saying, but real quick, I wanted to follow up on that. What do you think made the difference that allowed you the ability to actually put down the phone and put it away so you could have this sort of like, have you had less, do you feel like you have had less, yet some more, free time, leisurely time to reset? What has there been a change?
No, there
No?
hasn't. I think the only like, you know, I think the only change is that I knew that I hadn't like had a phoneless day in a really long time,
Yeah, okay.
you know?
Well, that makes a
And
lot
that's
of
a change
yeah.
from weeks ago. And I was like, well, Jesus, what'll happen if I do it now?
Hmm.
Because like, you know, I was anticipating like, am I going to feel like super restless, like
Hmm.
anxious and just like going for it all the time? Like, am I gonna be? But no, it ended up just like, you know,
Meeting your needs.
meeting my needs. And I think like like the major change for everything was just this. Like, this was a catalyst, and I wanted to have like, I wanted more data to bring because it's like, you know, however easy today turned out to be, I don't think tomorrow's going to be easy too.
Mm.
I don't think, you know, it takes a lot it takes a lot more effort than I want it to.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you care if I summarize a little bit of what you've said?
Please, yeah,
So it sounds like you've had a lot going on. I
yeah,
mean, of course, going out of the country and seeing the world and having this amazing experience is lovely and wonderful. But it doesn't, I mean, I feel like it doesn't allow a lot of rest time. And
yeah,
you came back and you immediately were on the go with
yeah,
school and your whole life.
yeah,
So it seems like you've kind of been stuck in this state of like hypervigilance for a while, right? I mean, maybe just or overwhelm, maybe. And I think a lot of the times, whenever that happens, and also with everything that's going on in the world, I feel like your body and your mind, it had a really difficult time resting. So you would doom scroll because you felt like you had to keep up with information, like you said, right? With everything going on.
yeah,
Um, but, of course, that's extremely natural. And like, it just shows how conscientious of a human you are and how, like, how you care about the world that you live in, not only interpersonally, but, even on a, whole wider spectrum of whole society and our culture. Um, but there, of course, there's that natural setting that you are, that makes you who you are. But then you had this like duet, like you had this self-awareness come in of where you knew that it was damaging and to your well-being and how you like presented and like showed up in a space, and you had that you so you put that intentionality behind it, and you were able to put the phone down. And of course, that's I mean, I wish it was easy as well. I know it'd be so nice. But the fact that you were able to do it at all, a lot of people aren't even aware of that. My
Yeah.
case, you know?
Yeah,
But it is addicting, the doom scrolling and
it
everything.
is. And I guess like I am more worried for like the days when, because today it's like 65 degrees.
Mm,
It's sunny now. Like it's like it's a good day to try to be present, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And like we're supposed to get more snow this weekend.
Ah, yeah.
And like I am I going to be able to do it then? Like it is like yeah, I am thinking about like other times because this has been a problem for a while where
Mm,
it's just like a crutch of time and energy um with kind of nowhere else to put it towards, you know? And maybe it's mostly a winter problem, but it's also just like yeah, like what I I am concerned for myself for on the hard days when I still need to put it down and still have stuff to do that I will have more trouble than I did today. And the same kind of trouble that I've had historically, you know?
can I challenge you on something?
Yes, you
I
are welcome to do this.
um I feel like I just wanted I feel like sometimes we can be the most judgmental on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I just don't want you, I mean, I just want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself. Like it's okay if your coping mechanisms aren't perfect all the time. And I feel like whenever we should ourselves and we blame ourselves for them not being our most ideal selves, that can perpetuate them to continue a little bit. I think, like accepting all the messy parts that come up and present and not, trying our best to not should them, it helps facilitate a little bit more you being more aligned with, you know, maybe coping in a different way that more aligns with your core self.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, of course, I just wanted to say if you don't, if you're not, if you have to doom scroll sometimes, I feel like sometimes whenever you're like shaming yourself for doom scrolling, it just perpetuates more doom scrolling because in essence, doom scrolling is kind of a disassociative, response,
Yeah, very much so.
right?
No, I think you're probably spot on about that. And I am like very you know, I'm I'm my own worst critic,
Which
right?
is okay too. I don't want to shame you
Yeah,
for
it
shaming
is.
yourself.
No, no, of course. I think that's the case with most people, anybody with like a modicum of self-consciousness and yeah. Yeah.
Especially
I
with vibrant internal worlds and they're very self-aware,
yes. And allowing perfect to be the enemy of good.
right?
Right.
Which can result in a lot of intellectualizing our feelings. That can.
Yeah. But it like so maybe yeah. How do I like what kind of balance can I strike here between like the non-judgment and the like taking time while having so much to do?
it's it's so difficult, you
It's
know,
so
but
difficult.
you're already doing it. You're already setting the intention. Like you took action today. You put the phone
Yeah.
down. That's
Yeah. but I had someone to be accountable to.
Well,
Like,
hey, that's what, that's what we're there for, helping with accountability. I mean,
yeah,
that could be one of, that could be a goal of yours.
yeah.
Just work on it, and I'm a huge proponent of course, gentle accountability. Just us talking about it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, and you
I,
didn't,
I
you
no,
already
I
have
can't see
that
you
going.
doing that. I like I don't think I am gentle with myself in terms of like, I get into the should narrative a lot, and a lot of it is the like should have, like, the just the recontextualizing my past life into a series of terrible failures despite me being where I am today and happy with it,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, I totally that makes complete sense.
Does it?
No, it does. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, I I guess maybe to reword that, that makes complete sense, at least from my perspective. It does, it does I feel like it does feel lonely,
Yeah.
maybe in the wider world, but I think, which, I don't know how, at least in our cohort, I think we meet other people who are like that as well.
Yeah.
But it does feel lonely because I feel like it doesn't feel like a lot of people do that, but maybe they do and they just express it differently. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
but again, it comes with that self-shame piece, which,
mhm.
I mean, it seems like you are just such a, emotional caretaker of everyone else in your life, and your world, because you're just a very thoughtful and conscientious person. And then you're just a little bit hyper, pretty critical of yourself,
Yeah.
right? Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. I like, and it is happening less, like now that I am in grad school, that I am like, you know, that for maybe the first time ever, my life has like a purpose outside of like my dog
It's amazing.
being
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a new, it's a very new feeling. And one that, like, because for years and years and years, when I was a painter, a manual laborer, like and, you know, the week I started painting professionally was the week that I knew I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Sorry.
And so, no, no. And so it's been like 15 years of that same kind of like judgment and shame of just like, why can't I do this? What's
Mm,
going on?
mm,
What has been like, why, like, and there have been like the external narratives I've got from friends and family and everybody who sees me as like a capable and, you know, who sees me as I would like to see me.
mhm.
Um, but I like for 15 years I couldn't. I couldn't. And it's really hard to get out of that routine. And I think like, you know, I'm a relatively sober guy now.
Yeah.
I don't I don't drink. I maybe have like two or three drinks a week. I don't smoke weed, and those are the only two things I've done in my life.
Mhm.
And it's like, I like the shame spirals and like the doom scrolling does invite that back up,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
Like it invites and enforces an old, you know, narrative, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Or does it make you feel the same? Does that make sense? Like maybe
Yeah.
it's just a different method of that coping of drinking and smoking to escape,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And maybe it just feels the same. And I think you're catching yourself before you fall into, frankly, more, I mean, don't like to late, but like a little, more damaging coping mechanisms, which, drinking and smoking to escape can get away from you. Doom
Yeah.
scrolling can too. I mean, it
It
really can.
really, and it
Absolutely
has
can.
been.
But
It has been. Like
yeah, okay.
that's the main issue is I think
Mm,
it is like it feels over the past few weeks, it feels like it's occupying the same space as like,
okay. Yeah.
an unhealthy coping mechanism. Like
Right.
it, and I hesitate to say addiction, but it's like
No.
it takes real effort to not wake up, grab the phone, scroll for like 10, 15 minutes while I'm just like gradually waking up from the alarm and then get up, feed the dogs, make coffee, go about the routine. And it's the same with like going to bed. I'll like settle in, I'll have one hand on a dog sleeping next to me, and then the other is like scrolling.
Mhm. Yeah. No.
And so it's like it is just like enforcing an absence from my own life that I don't like, that I don't want. You know?
Yeah.
It's yeah. And I think, I some of it has to like I have a lot of just like of the worst narratives about myself when it comes to school.
Mm,
Like a lot when I was like growing up from like grade school onwards, most of the feedback I got on report cards and um, on everything was like, we don't understand. Ian is really smart and we know he can do better. And it's like, I like knowing that, hearing that from teachers who I was one of those fucking precocious children who would like just chit chat with teachers about their lives and
yep.
all of their shit that was going on.
Highly emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, instead of mingling with my peer group. And they were like, wow, this kid's impressive, but he gets bad grades. And so it's just like, and so a lot of that shame I really carry with me still.
Mm,
And it is, I think, like entering this semester genuinely just like sleepy and like, you know, jet lagged with a temporary sleep disorder. And then having like, the potential of a mini Helene ice storm
yep.
2 weeks in, and
Yep.
then another snowstorm the week after that has just like reinforced doom scrolling and made it really a lot more difficult to like get back into an academic routine, you know?
Yeah, no, that all makes really a lot of sense. And I don't want to, I'm loving this, but the recording is going to end in like 2 minutes because I needed to upgrade to professional apparently. So could we exit out and re-enter?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we can.
gorgeous. Okay. Well, actually, wait. I'm actually might be able to.
Yeah. See
I'm
if you
glad this is just a completion grade so I can get all these kinks worked out
I know.
today.
I know. I forgot to introduce myself to Beth.
Oh my God, that's all right.
So yeah. Kinks.
I
Kinks.
know they're just so funny. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna have to exit. I should have just
Okay.
done Google Meet today and then worried about that later.
That's great.
Actually, can I just send you a Google Meet? No, 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 it's okay. We'll just rejoin the meeting link already. That just seems
Yeah.
easiest. Okay,
All
you're back.
right.
Okay. So, what a lot I was hearing, at least what I understood, was you were a professional painter. And then within the first week, or right, was it the first week that you were technically a professional painter? You were like, you're done and you quit, right?
No, I quit 15 years later.
You well, okay, but okay. So wait.
I'm sorry if that wasn't clear.
Oh no, 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 it's okay. But
No, it's been like 15 years of just like terrible, shame and not living up to my full potential. And I felt that since
mhm,
grade school and
yep.
up, and adulthood was just like a terrible continuation of it. But that, you know, I had taken on the responsibility of shaming myself for it.
Mhm, yep. Yeah. That's a lot what I was hearing too, was that, you know, and then but you've said that since you feel you still feel this shame starting, in school, right?
Yeah.
That you're in
Yeah.
that. But you also feel more aligned to who you are. At least that's what I was hearing. That you said that
Yep.
it
Yeah.
seems to be getting
Makes sense.
better since you've
Yeah.
started,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I mean, I feel like we carry a lot of shame with us in our body and in our minds, and it's presenting a lot in your mind as well. And yeah, I mean, being a really highly intelligent person, your teachers were saying really positive things about you, but also not, like, oh,
Yeah.
he's really intelligent, but like the but
Yeah.
thing drives, yeah. And, as a highly intelligent person, you really internalize that. Um, and it showed up for you in, you know, I don't want to project that, but it seems to show up for you and then it seems to be getting better now, which is great, right?
It is, but it is also like, it's like last semester was really, really hard for me. And every time I would walk into class, like I could feel my nervous system just like, ah,
Yeah.
like the thing that made me know I had to get out of painting was that I started having panic attacks.
Okay.
And um, you know, and like I think for me that was like a just I mean, it was 15 years of shame and self-judgment, and it was like some deep part of me being like, something's got to change. You got to fucking
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
And and like, I got therapy and real haven't had a panic attack since I left that particular painting job
Mhm.
and found um a really great setup where I could make my own hours and just like prioritize living a life, which was what I needed to do for a few years.
Yeah.
And every time I would walk into class, every time I would try to start an assignment, I'd feel those same physical symptoms coming back, you know?
Yeah. Where
Uh,
are they in your body or how do they exhibit?
it is like, it's just a general like tension, like mostly in my shoulders and like a tingling scalp, which
Tingling.
is so
Okay.
weird. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but like I was deeply skeptical that that was like associated with any kind of anxiety. I was like, because I had anxiety, I was like, it's definitely cancer.
Oh, sorry to laugh, but yeah,
No,
no. But the
I
thing
did
is,
too.
I mean, that's showcasing that it's anxiety when you think that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
But
so like, since since being in therapy and learning to like recognize anxiety, that feeling has largely disappeared.
mhm.
But I can still feel like my nervous system just activated and I can like I just become so somatically aware of myself in in ways that like, I like outside of class, I'm pretty talkative outside
Hmm.
of like in my life outside of class, I am pretty talkative. I like asking questions. And in class, like I am just tense, totally shut down, willing to laugh, willing to talk like one-on-one with people, but cannot for the life of me interact with like the greater picture because I'm just like super, super anxious and like self-judgmental and just like, you know, the feeling of hearing the teachers like tell me that I can do better is a constant presence,
Yep.
even if I hadn't heard it,
Yep.
you
And
know?
worrying about that happening again, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes we judge
Absolutely.
ourselves through the like perceived judgment of others,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's not, yeah.
I know it's not like
No, I wasn't. That was,
no, 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 no. Like I didn't assume you were going to say that. I know it's not real. And
mhm.
like, there's the intellectual
Oh
knowing,
yeah.
and then there's the lifetime of just nervous system
Hmm.
integration,
Oh yeah. It's
you
like you
know?
can know all day long, but whether or not your body lets you
Your
know,
body, your
or your
body
body
doesn't
knows.
know a fucking thing about how cool
Mhm.
and chill people are,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
I actually wrote about that in one of my reflection papers.
Yeah.
You know, so this is appropriate amount of self-disclosure. We'll see. But I have a similar response as well.
Yeah.
In the first two classes, and I said in that I was like, but I know with time, my nervous system will catch up with my mind that I am lucky to be around all these amazing, kind, intellectual, and compassionate people. And I'm just like, I'm safe here. It
Yeah.
just might take a little bit, it's just, and I don't know if this would be helpful or I don't really want to give advice, but it seems like you are extremely aware of your body, of
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if like it seems like you're already aware of it. So I don't know if just trying to process those emotions. What have you
Yeah.
found helpful to do that? Or what feels like relief to you whenever you have those? Have you found any tools that have been helpful?
I like when I was experiencing a lot more acute anxiety that could lead to panic attacks that had that
Mhm.
like potential,
Mhm.
I would like go out into just like, a grassy patch somewhere where I could like be invisible somewhere behind like a wall or something
Mhm.
and just like sit and close my eyes and like sit and just, do the square breathing, like 4 seconds in, 4 seconds held, 8 seconds out
Yep.
types deal.
Yep.
And that worked like very much in the moment, but
Mhm.
it necessitates being alone, you know,
Mhm.
and having a space where it can just like be invisible. Because I think that's like what, um, you know, that was like very comforting to the foundations of this like nervous system.
Right, being perceived.
Yeah, being perceived and like the uh I know that like little fourth grade kindergarten Ian just wanted to disappear, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
And so indulging in that was really helpful then.
Right.
And I haven't found like a good in the moment strategy to mitigate like the anxious response in class in the moment when it's happening,
Yep.
because every time I have class, I'm like, okay, I feel good. I did yoga today. I'm in touch with everything. I feel good. And then I pass through the threshold, go through the door frame, and it's just like, you know?
Yeah. Would you want to hear some somatic exercises
I
or
would I would love
techniques
that.
with
Yeah.
that are like that are you're able to do around people?
Yeah.
Um, well, the five senses technique where you identify, I think it's like five things around you,
Hmm.
four things you hear, um, five things you touch. But anyway, five. It's like a five, four, three, two, one, and you activate all
Yeah.
of your senses. I can send you the actual description
Okay.
afterwards.
Yeah, that would be
I'm
great.
messing up the order of it at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a really great one to do whenever you're around a lot of people because it's like you don't feel like you're making yourself a spectacle, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then, I crochet in class, but
Yeah.
I mean, I had to work up to that
Yeah.
because it did at first make me feel like a spectacle when I was drawing attention.
Totally.
And it seems like, you are with like, that's the main concern right now. It's like you are worried about drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah.
So more subtle exercises, I think would be more helpful. And then also, I don't know, just doing like a nondescript fidget. Like a lot of one of my favorites is like the rolling ring. It like it allows like pressure. Also, I can send you all this information as well.
Sure.
Allows
Yeah.
pressure on your finger, which I think whenever you're not activated and not anxiety ridden, it would kind of maybe hurt a little bit, but when you
Yeah.
are, a little bit of like just a little bit of pressure and
Yeah.
three, it actually helps bring you back into your body in like a more grounded body.
I do find myself like fiddling with my wedding ring
Mm-hmm.
constantly in
Mm-hmm.
class, just like meh, 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 meh,
Yep.
meh.
Maybe more stimulating fidget might be helpful. That is a little bit more
Might be.
nondescript.
I need it. Yeah. I need to explore options for that because, like, I think part of this, or a way that this expresses itself in class, I think, is also like hyper meticulous note taking, where I'm like,
Mm.
I got to get everything on the slide and I miss what's being said and like what's being discussed because I'm just like, and I think that I'm realizing now that that is probably a symptom of like needing something to do
Mhm.
instead of like engaging.
Also proving to fifth grade Ian that
Yeah.
maybe you're a little bit of an like you're trying to overachieve, trying to be perfect in that setting of being
Have
the
I become an overachiever? I don't think so.
no,
I
but
don't think we're there yet.
at
But
least
that
in but I don't know.
it makes sense. It makes sense as a response to like the never measuring up to other people's ideals. Is
Yes,
that like my second go round school, I would just like do everything all the time.
right. And you
Yeah.
already said what it was, like you needing something to do. I mean, you said it. I was just trying to
Well,
bring in a
I
little.
mean, and like that is still just like a theory because like I know I can sense that there is something else going on with the note taking because while I'm doing it, I'm like, I really like I don't think I need to copy the slide. I have them available online and like
Mhm,
and so maybe I need to try just like bringing something to fidget with and something to do
mhm.
instead.
Yeah, I'm printing out maybe
I-
printing out the slides too and writing
Yeah.
those, and then the fidget.
Um, yeah.
Because it seems like I mean, from what you were saying, it seems like it's perpetuating your anxiety because you won't
Hmm.
get enough time to write that whole slide and then your own notes.
Yeah.
And then perpetuating your anxiety increases it.
And it's perpetuating my anxiety too, because this is the exact same thing I did in high school and college. And, throughout both of those endeavors, it was like, you can do better. So
Mhm.
I think that like allowing myself the space to just fuck around a little bit with
Yeah.
something will also invite a new way of learning that might be better for me.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you reflecting on all of this is a great first step, and then experimenting it in class. And then, as you said earlier, that you're around you know, a bunch of people that you want to be around that feel
Yeah.
aligned with who you are.
Yeah.
It just, and you said it was better than last semester, this semester, correct?
It's the like nervous system agitation is exactly the same. It has not gone down.
Okay.
But I am like putting a lot of intention into participating a little more in class, which
Hmm.
maybe isn't what I need to do right now. Like maybe what I need to do is is re-engage and try to get that nervous system stuff down first, because I think that will lead to like more genuine engagement. Because I'm a pretty like energetic and active person outside of class, you know?
Yeah, I would say I don't. I mean, from yeah, I just I don't think it's an either or. I think you can chew gum and
That might
walk
be.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird. I have such a unique position because I have class with you and I've seen
Yeah.
you engage, and your engagement has been like it seemed extremely authentic to me. Maybe you didn't feel like it was, but I mean, you've said some
It's
really and thoughtful and things that have intellectually heightened and contributed to the class. At least that's my perspective.
that's good to hear, because like the only like it is like because it's school, that self-judgment part is so activated and so gnarly. Like I assume I can't remember things that I say in class.
Mm-hmm.
I assume everything I say in class is dumb,
Mm-hmm.
which intellectually I know it probably wasn't, you know?
Right.
But it's still like it gets like instead of like being in that present moment and sitting with it and reflecting on what I have said or what I want to say, I in class live in like immediate retrospectiveness where I'm like, this future thing, I'm going to say this thing because I need to challenge myself. And it's a stupid thing to say. And then I'll say it and I'll be like, that was dumb.
But that's how we do rewire our nervous systems as well, doing the things that
Yeah.
scare us,
Yeah.
and then I mean, even if you had that inner voice still saying that it was dumb, us seeing the world around us not actually react that way is more helpful. It
Mm.
can be helpful in helping our nervous, even though it doesn't feel good at the time. And then
Yeah.
also like the inner voice, I mean, gosh, maybe this isn't the time. Maybe this is, but I'm extremely interested in internal family systems and the multiple,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The
and
art work.
and
I'm willing to engage with that if that's something you want to get into.
yeah,
Maybe
just
at a later
real,
session.
yeah, probably because we probably actually should end soon, but yes, that's it. Just that one voice that's a hypercritic is one voice, and that did keep you safe at
Yeah.
one point, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very much
So
so.
maybe try, I don't know, at least accepting all of our parts
Yeah.
as you're being so intentional already. You're being so reflective, and I think you're
But
doing
like
all you can do. You're doing great.
I'm trying.
You're
And
doing
I
great.
think I think like a major part and the part that I need a lot of help, I need a lot of guidance with is identifying those parts and like figuring out who like at what point of my history they're occurring. You
Mm.
know?
Love to play around with that because I
Yeah.
love internal family systems.
Yeah.
Since we're towards the end, I'm going to say a little bit about that. Is I work with that a lot with my therapist, and I've
Yeah.
started drawing each archetype. They've been
Oh,
coming to
cool.
me in dreams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Really cool. But
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'm gonna wrap up the session.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna stop recording, and then I'm gonna tell you like briefly that, and then I'm gonna let you go. Does that work?
that sounds good to me.
Gorgeous. Well, Ian, thank you so much for
Yeah,
the
thank you.
session.
This was really
It
helpful.
was so great. Oh my gosh, it's just, you're so intelligent and so self-aware. And this is really, really helpful for me as well. And I hope I'm excited to
Yeah.
see the feedback
Yeah.
because, yeah, but thank you. And I'm going to stop this recording.